Oh, that's moving. I just like showing my painting. It's getting there. I'm still doing this one. Still doing this one. Hi. Still on this one. It's my first attempt at doing a big canvas with acrylics. I don't like acrylic paints. I've still got to do the flowers and stuff, but it's not bad. Hi. I'm half asleep, so let's see what comes out of my mouth. That light's a bit strong. Hi. But it's a bit of a mix. I can't even speak. Mix match. Thank you. There's a little bit just some things I was thinking about today. I think you were in there, Fifth Road. I can't remember. Do you go on Unbiased on the Fence? Because you know when you start connecting and obviously you see people who are recommended and you go to people, even though I watch Unbiased on the Fence anyway, and other people. Hello. You know when you're thinking about things and then people talk about things because obviously we're all connected. Thank you. Well, thinking about the consciousness and all that sort of stuff, because I will be doing lots of different chats. I was going to do heart energy chat today, but it interlinks with this and I might do that tomorrow. But yeah, I was on YouTube and watching Unbiased on the Fence. People in there talking about different things, and came across the lovely UK. What's she called? Is it Magenta? Yeah, I saw you and I thought, I'm sure that's the Fifth World. Magenta, so I'll have to check some of her videos out. She's lovely. So if anyone hasn't been on Unbiased on the Fence, go and check it out. I think it was Magenta. Just heard of her, but she's from the UK. Yay! Very in with all the, consciousness and, well, I'll just let people go over and see what they think. But when I was watching, this is what I've been thinking about, obviously with chats that I've been talking about energies and, shifts and stuff like this. And I did say in there, yeah, that's it, Magenta Pixie. She's one of the best. Yeah, she looks like it. So I will be enjoying to. I've subscribed, so we'll be going over there, having a look over there because this is what it's about as well. I'm trying to connect more with other people. I like all that stuff anyway, but I need to connect more with the vibey people who run. We know there's bad stuff going on, but we need to vibe on a positive vibe as well. We need to keep our vibrations up. It's on 17 again. But hence my YouTube name is Dolly Daydream. And at one point I think they were talking about daydreaming and how important it is. And I do believe daydreaming is important. And the reason why my name is Dolly Daydream, it's a nickname, but it's because people call me a bit dippy, a bit ditzy, a bit daft, like people think I'm a bit mad when I come out with stuff. But that's because I've always been this way. I always have thought outside the box. I'm open-minded. I don't close myself in and think, oh no, I can't think this way because we've been told off scientists and whoever that this is it and this is only it. I don't think like that. I never have done. I was always into fantasy films when I was younger, them sort of things. Fantasy to think outside of our reality, which we know our reality isn't what we think. Yeah, daydreaming. And funnily enough, when I came off yesterday, I did pick one of these cards and it was about imagination like a child, something to do with childlike mind. And I thought, yeah, I've wrote stuff down there, but I'm probably not even going to look at it. But we've all lost, we've all lost the ability to, not all of us, but some of us lose the ability to daydream about stuff because as we get older, we're always told, stop daydreaming. It's time to grow up. Stop acting like a child. You're an adult now. No, I've never grown up. Be Peter Pan. Always have that imagination. Always think outside the box because that's magic. That's what you can change your reality by daydreaming about something so much to bring it into reality. If you know what I'm talking about. So then it got me onto thinking, because they were talking about it as well, is when you think about it now, with everything that's going on, especially with younger kids and how they're trying to bring in certain things, yeah, and it does keep you young. I'm 41 and I'm not doing bad on it, I think, and I've always thought like that. And that's a negative thought thing as well. Not daydreaming and doing all that stuff. That's a positive thing. Being negative about stuff all the time will age you because it's stressing and it's depressing. But if you think about it now, everything we know what's going on, with children and how they're trying to bring in, no, never act your age, how they bring in age is only a number. How they bring in, as we know, about all the trying to sense, oh, what's the word? Make everything, normalise everything with the sexuality thing and the paedophilia and all this mad stuff that's going on, and even things in schools about trying to bring certain books in, like I was talking about transgender the other day. I haven't got a problem with transgender, but how they're trying to push it younger and younger when kids should be able to daydream and play like kids did, when I was younger, daydreaming, playing out, wasn't thinking about all the stuff the kids are trying to get shoved down the throat today, younger and younger and younger. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? So to me, these entities that are trying to, this stuff that they're trying to push all the time, thank you, they're trying to, it's getting younger and younger to all this stuff they're trying to normalise. Kids shouldn't be after been thinking about stuff like that. I said about the little boy the other day, yeah, desensitised, yeah. The little boy who was 8 who apparently committed suicide because he thought he was transgender, this, that, and the other, and confusing. They want to confuse children's brains. They should be free to be thinking what they want to think, free to play in that childlike mind, the magical. They know it's a magical mindset. The thing is, that mindset, I'm good, is a mindset that some of us forget. And that's the mindset they want us to forget, because that is manifesting things into reality. Things into reality of daydreaming. So if you think about all that stuff they're trying to do with kids now, yeah, they're trying to do now with kids, with not just that, all sorts of different things. I love Donald Trump. Daydreaming is important to children, very important. They should be able to daydream. I used to get told for like yakking in class and daydreaming and stuff like that, but that is one of the biggest things that they're trying to suppress. Yeah, I'm on a high again, thanks to you. I was a bit discouraged. They are suppressing so much, but there's a lot of us out there that still daydream, and we're in that, that sort of realm of spiritualness to bring this all out. But that's what I believe that they're trying to do with kids, or not for long, but that's what they've been trying to do. It's suppressing the innocent childlike mind, but also with adults, because they tell us not to daydream, not to imagine, don't do this, don't do that. Stolen imagine. Yeah, you've got to use your imagination. If you use your imagination, like law of attraction or whatever you want to call it, bringing your dreams into reality, it can happen. It does happen if you do it. But if you look at it, it makes me think, yeah, that's what they're trying to do with the children. They're trying to get them younger and younger. Even stuff like parents. We don't know we're doing it sometimes. You get them parents that are pushing the kids into sports and different things, not necessarily because the children want to do it, because maybe it was something they wanted to do when they were younger and they didn't get a chance to do it, so they're pushing the kids. Some kids are miserable doing that. They don't want to be, you get these, I don't know what they're called, like thingy mums. I don't even know what you call them. I was a nursery nurse. I did look after kids, but where just different sections like that. Where they're just trying to push kids into other things. We've got, rushing around, we've got to get to football, we've got to get here. It's all right if they want to do it, but, we've got to get there. How about just letting them play and just letting them daydream? They can do all that when they're a bit older, because that gets younger and younger, pushing them into different things. And sometimes it's not always what the child wants. I'm not saying with every child, and I'm not saying every child doesn't like it, but sometimes it's what the parent wanted. They're not letting the child be their own person. So, hi. Yeah, helicopter mums, is it called? I don't know. Like you get those ones in America with the girls that dress up and they're sexualized at a young age with makeup on and false teeth but too young, and it's like, no. And they're very pushy with them, and you can tell on some of the programs I've watched, the kids are not happy. So if they're happy, but they're not, some of them are not happy. You need kids to go and play and daydream. But that's how I've always been. And that's what I see they're trying to push at the minute. Everything's targeted at younger children, younger and younger and younger, to take that daydreaming, darkness away, because it holds magic, you know, it holds magic. I don't know where I'm going with this, by the way. And it's about that, yeah, let kids be kids, stop pushing the sexualization and everything else. Exactly. Yeah, boys be boys and girls be girls. Yeah, play outside like we did and daydream. Yeah, exactly. And then I was thinking about, I was saying the other few days ago, you know, it's about the spiritual coming into the physical, because we need both. They've been separated. I see it now, like they've been both, which makes me laugh, because I'm sure the triangle sign for, is it air, is up, the up triangle, and down is earth. So to me, them merging together makes a star. Star seeds are out there, you know. My 8-year-old, oh, I can't see. Oh, yeah, it is tough. But we're all magicians, you see, and that's what they've hidden from us as well. We're all magicians with our own minds that have, you know, energies and, you know, all the stuff I've talked about before. If I'm not getting this out properly, it's because I'm half asleep. But yeah, yeah, the pendulum of sense, it's been pushed too far. But we're all magicians in our own right to bring our realities from our dreams into our realities. But that is what they're trying to take, if you look at it like that as well. They're pushing the kids not to daydream, and they tell us as an adult not to daydream. Don't, you know, grow up. Don't be childish. Yeah, we are all made from stars. That's what I'm saying. When you put them signs together, when you merge that triangle up and that triangle down, it makes a star. Which I said the other day, with the arms out, makes a star. What else was I saying? Because it's about bringing the conscious and the subconscious together. Just trying to see what I write. I always write things down. I don't know what I'm doing. And then this is a bit of a mismatch, because I've just been dotting about seeing different things. I know they were talking about the false light on there and organic light high and stuff like that. And that this might be just, I might be all over the place on this. And then I got very excited yesterday with the British fight, which is a QAnon fight over here in the UK. And obviously they're dotted around the world anyway, but I was so glad to see that more people are waking up to that. We all let the MSM think for us no more. Yeah, exactly, Dad. Yeah, my sister was a tomboy growing up. She's not now, but you know, that's what I mean. When you're younger, like my son he's not bothered about pink and blue. Q for you, that is going on bright. Brit fight, help it. Yeah, you know, play with pink things and dolls, and my sister's little boy push a pram around, because at that age it's just doesn't matter. So as you get older, you're told, oh, can't wear that colour and don't do that because that's a girl or that's a boy. Just leave them alone. Leave them alone. Leave them alone. Leave the children alone. That's what it's all about as well. What else did I see? It's a bit random tonight. Yeah, I was going to do something on heart energy and intention, but I'm going to do that tomorrow. Yeah, Aslam Army. I was going to call it Aslam. Is it Aslan Army? British, it is. It's good. I don't know about the JFK tweet. I've seen some of the cues, but I've not really delved deep into it. But I think I'm going on to that now. I just want to say, the spiritual side of it, I think the planets are aligning, and that's why things are happening. You know, with a shift and everything, even, you know, Q and everything's aligning. I see more truth seekers. JF Kennedy Jr. Whoop, whoop. I see more people about, you know, on YouTube and that. Though there was before. Yeah, look at Mile High podcast. Go and look at Mile High. It's great. More people talking about the same thing because they know it's happening with all the dimensions. You know, we're in a dimension and there's other dimensions. Yep, it's getting rather exciting. But one thing that I loved today, because I seen the Q drops with the helicopters. Them helicopters, by the way, about, you know, something happened. Was it last night or the other night? Get mixed up in America and here. You know, something went down. Wasn't actually helicopters from then. It was actually a picture from 2003, but I think it was just basically saying they're the sort of, you know, stuff they're using. So that was rather exciting. There was loads of other things. I've been on Neon Revolt. Now, some of it will be for some and some won't, like the rabbit thing. But I had a bit of a look. It's got a lot about MK Ultra and how they, you know, shatter people's what do you call it, mind, and you know they have different what they called, yeah, what they called, not egos, alters, yeah, Planet X, yep, yes, I know about all of that. But how they, and I didn't really go and read that because I know about it and I know how they, you know, do all that sort of stuff, because obviously if you've been on Q and that talks about it, so I didn't really go into that. But the one bit I picked up on is oh, by the way, I'm just going to throw out there, apparently I did see on there Andy Kidman, Nicole Kidman's father, rapist, she's part of the bloodline, and I didn't know that her family, and just think of Eyes Wide Shut, by the way, because she was in it. And then you've got their family is one of the top 10 landowners in the world. There you go. Another celebrity. Yep, pedos. So I just saw that chucked in there, but I knew about her anyway. Eyes Wide Shut and all that. But I saw Joe Mass post today, you know, who did, if nobody's seen it, you need to go and see Q, The Plan to Save the World. If you're not on Q, you're just getting on Q. I've said 1,000 times, go and watch Q, The Plan to Save the World. Be very, very careful what you want to find out, reference Neon Revolt's latest. Yeah, be very careful, because you might find things out you don't really want to find out. But there you go. Sometimes you've got to know the truth, but it's not nice. But yeah, Q, The Plan to Save the World. If you haven't gone and seen it, you need to go and see it. It's wild, but look at the scripture and prophecy touches. Yeah, it's that's why I say daydream, think outside the box, people. Plan to Save the World is brilliant, and then they've got the Mockingbird one, and we know Trump Wars is coming up soon on the 9th. Don't know where, but it is. And you see, the more you watch Q, The Plan to Save the World, you'll see a lot more in it. I've already done my decodes on that, because someone was saying the other day, what was it? Oh, you know why Trump stood in front of the Queen and all? I said, yeah, I do. Checkmate and all that. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it is. That's what we're saying. It's JFK Jr. who's narrating it. You know. Yep, we all know that. Thank you. Yeah, we've all got to get daydreaming. I've always been like that, hence the name. But Joe Mass Pose, I just want to read out one of his he put on today, was on Twitter, by the way. It's Joe M, A Storm Upon Us. It used to be Joe Mass Pose on YouTube, but now it's A Storm Upon Us. It changed, but it's still the same thing. So it said, now I said this in videos ages ago, if anyone remembers me saying that, I believe that there would be a time when this gets sorted out where other countries, where real refugees have come from war-torn countries, would come over here in proper refuge, not just here in other countries, not all these migrants that are doing the thing, you know, we know what they're doing, but the proper ones who are coming over from proper war-torn countries. I said that hopefully there would be a day when all this gets sorted out, that eventually they go back home. Not because we want them to go back home, because they want to go back home themselves, because it's their homeland. If they could start rebuilding their homeland and jobs would come in and stuff like that, because that would be brilliant for them. And I believe they would want to go home to their homeland, if you know what I mean. That's not kicking people out. That's just people who have come around the world because they're in war-torn countries. Yep, Julian Assange. Oh yeah, Julian. Oh, it's loads. And I said that, and I said I do believe that. So Joe Mass Pose put up today, I think it was, the countries most severely destroyed by deep state over the past decades will experience very pronounced economic booms. Expect Iraq, Syria, and Yemen to receive sizable, I think it says reparation, is it? And millions of, I don't know what I've wrote. Millions of infrastructure, sorry, can't even read me on writing. Infrastructure, jobs created, citizens will receive incentives to return home. Of course they would. That'd be brilliant. And that's what I said. And that just made me smile today. I was like, yes, of course they want to go back to the homeland where there's no wars, because they're man-made. And they could rebuild the country and get jobs and be free to live their lives in their own country. Brilliant, fabulous. So I love that. I love that. And then the other great thing that, I'm just in tune with all this, so I talk about what I like, was, if anyone follows Q, no. Yeah, make good food, talking about. Yeah, if you follow Q and you've seen the Q drop about the magic sword, this is where I got excited. I get excited over different things. The magic sword and the band, and if you've heard the song The Magic Sauce, In the Face of Evil, I was like, dun 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 dun. It's one of them songs. I think it was Angel off, I can't remember his channel now. Mile High Podcast, wasn't it? Yeah, he's good as well. And he was like, dun, and that's how exactly I was. I think I commented on his video and I was like, dun dun. When you hear the music, you're like, dun dun. It was a bit, to me, like something out of like Flash Gordon, da, 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 when the goodies are coming, I thought, ooh, and it gets you. And I think that's what they were playing with the helicopter thing with Q, when something went down the other day. They said, makes your hair stand on end. But what I also saw, was when you go on Neon Revolt, if you can find it, there's a cartoon of, what did they say? They've put the cartoon to the song. They've got the music up. It's not a song, sorry, it's music called, the band's called Magic Sword, and it's Hi Magic Sword, and it's called In the Face of Evil. And I think it said it's an iconical tale, if that's the right word, but one that's I can't read me, I'm writing. Yeah, Ace of Swords, you've been chatting that out. Yeah. One that's rarely been set to music, at least this sort of music. And then it said, Anons were quick to make the connection between this sword and Saint Michael and the Archangel. But what I liked about it was this. I heard about a guy, I don't know if anyone's heard of this, because everyone's like, what? Flash Gordon in the theatre was awesome. I loved Flash. Think of Flash, I did this a few months ago when I was being daft, as Trump, and put Trump to Flash in that song. Trump, savior of the universe. Yeah, blonde hair, tall. Yeah, Trump. Yeah, archangels. So, has anyone heard of a guy that apparently had a comic and he used to draw himself in the comics that he sells, and it comes into manifestation? This made me think of this because they've done a cartoon to it where good is winning evil to that music. But then I saw the little snippet in Neon Revolt, so I'm going to read it out. Thank God. Can't see what people are saying. You are currently doing your own research, that's for sure. What do you see happening over the next 12 months? I just see a lot of people getting arrested, as there are people that have got arrested, because all the indictments, all the rest and that, it's going to take time. People in court, the high up ones in court, it's all going to take time, but as long as it's happening, it's good. And the kids are getting saved and stuff, It's got to stop. So, I'm going to read it out if I can read my own writing, because I write it out dead fast and I can't read it. So, Magic Sword. The Keeper of the Magic Sword, the cartoon bit's called. So I'm going to read it so I won't jump in chat. Yeah, that's what I mean. Gitmo military tribunals and all that sort of stuff, Magic Sword. I'm going to read it now. Is the Pope really? Yeah, the Pope is in hot water. Going down. They're all going down. But, that's why it's going to take a bit of time. Even if they're all caught, they have to have the tribunals and all that. But even if, yeah, don't mess with the kids ever. Exactly. That's why we're all banded together, because all this boils down to you've stepped over the line with the kids globally. So, I'm going to read it out. The beginning of things are often small, my children. As the single seed grows to a mighty oak, so too did the keeper begin as a single choice in an age-long past. Once a humble king, he was manipulated into unknowingly unleashing the Dark One. All of reality was torn asunder, as the Lord of Shadows was released from his ancient prison, having been bound only by the power contained within a magic sword. From that day forth, the king was cursed to be the mortal keeper of the powerful key. And then it says, he has been relentlessly compelled for millennia to find the chosen one, who will one day unleash the true power of the weapon and cannot rest until the grand design is seen complete with the darkness. Oh my God, what does that say? The darkness bound once again. Da-da-da-da. Reminds you of all them films, don't it? Like The Golden Child and all that sort of stuff. Yeah, message to the deep state, don't mess with the best because the best don't mess. Exactly. Yep. But I just loved it because I just think of Trump, the one. We're all one though. We are all the key. We are all the key. So I don't know if anyone's seen that, the music to, but it's brilliant. Yeah, Trump is a prince of light. And what I'm also going to talk about at some point also is the Mandela effect, because I was also watching that on the channel before. And even my dad, when I've been telling my dad, and he's like, what? What's it all about when it's a shift? Like, I keep telling people, that was that then. And they're all like, McDonald's. When did that change? McDonald's. Didn't McDonald's have MAC? That's how I remember it. Big Mac, MAC. But now it's MC Donald's. No. E.T. Watched it as a child. Cried at the cinema. Cried all the way home, didn't I, Dad? Watch it every Christmas. What did he say? E.T. phone home? No. Apparently now, on YouTube, he says, E.T. home phone. No, he didn't. Exactly, they change everything. Upside Down World, think of Stranger Things on Netflix, Upside Down World. What else did I notice? There's all the other ones out there. Sex in the City was Sex and the City, but now it's not. But it's in my cupboard and it says Sex and the, it says Sex, what does it say? It says, it was Sex in the City. It was Sex in the City, but now it isn't. And when you're trying to tell people, and they're like, what are you going on about? Exactly, it was in the city. People go, because they're not awakened, they're not in the next dimension or whatever you call it, because it's like, no, it was Sex in the City. My mum used to watch it all the time. Yeah, nothing is a coincidence, no. And it's mad, and there's new ones coming out all the time, but Star Wars, massive Star Wars fan, the old ones. Luke, I am your father. Luke. Oh no, he doesn't say that now, does he? He just goes, you know, breathing. I am your father. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You said, Luke, I am your father. Yeah, the Mandela effect. It's like, if anything hasn't woke some people up, that woke a lot of people up. I was like, and everyone always says, no, it's what you remember it as. No, that's what I remember it as, because that's what it was. Now, see, the millennials now and people now, born now, won't know, because they'll just see that as it always was, that to them. But to us from a certain age, it was like, no. I think Q was connecting something up with CERN. Yeah, but it's just bonkers. It's exciting. It's mad. It's scary. It's fun. It's not. It's everything. But then everything is everything. Yeah. Oh, also, there's just loads, you know, and you look and you think, what? But the biggest one, E.T. home phone. No. He said phone home. Star Wars. Luke, I am your father. Is not Luke, I am your father. That's what I mean. We're all digging for truth. We're all like, that's all anyone wants. So it doesn't matter how mad people sound. If you're not on the spiritual side of things, we all want truth at the end of the day. Yeah, 5D. Yeah, we're all ascending. And today, before I on Unbiased on the Fence, I was watching this. Q phone home. Yeah, that's it. Q phone home. Well, do you know what? I want Yeah, Age of Aquarius, lifting the veil it is now, spiritual in with the physical. I won't put it past Trump being a time traveller. Might sound bonkers to some, you know, his uncle and Tesla. And I've heard about people doing the looper thing, and I tell you what, I believe anything, mate. I'm open to, yeah, apocalypse. That's what they're saying. The evil ones go, it's apocalypse, it's the end of the world. Now, if they're saying that, that means it isn't. It's the end of the world for them. It's the end of the world as they know. It's going to be heaven on earth. It's lifting the veil to truth. Some people are not going to like truth. It's pretty scary, people. But we have to know truth to have knowledge to know ourselves. We have not known ourselves properly because it's all been hidden, turned upside down. It's put in movies. It's twisted. It's in books. Everything's twisted. How do you have your power of knowledge and stuff if they're not telling you it? And the reason why they're not telling it us is because they don't want us to have it. Those ones, the Illuminati or whatever you want to call it, yeah, history is a lie. It's his story. Look at it, his story. Whoever's winning at the time writes the book. I forgot what I was saying then. Yeah, so our children can have a better tomorrow, and their children and their children. I think they always win. They always lose, sorry, and we always win. I think good always wins. We've got that window of time. It's happening. I think for so many thousands of years they win, and then we come back in again. That's what I believe. Yeah. Yeah, the world is not what we've been told, and that's why it's better to think outside the box. It doesn't matter how far outside the box you are, because at the end of the day, yeah, love's already won. It's been played up there. If it manifests up there, it comes down to earth. So it will play out here, and it is doing, as we can see. And the thing is, if you can think outside the box, hi, if anyone's just come on, if you can think outside the box, when this truth hits, if stuff does come out that sounds pretty whack, even if it was aliens or it was these or it was these entities or reptilian or whatever, I don't know, whatever's going to come out, in the end, this isn't what's going to drop the queue. There's certain things we've got to get hold of first, like what they've been doing to kids and those people, and all the the corruptness and all that, and then eventually the stuff will start filtering out, even though it has on YouTube, because that's where a lot of conspiracy theorists talk and get stuff out. We'll be ready. It won't be as of a massive shock, because it'd be like, oh, well, I was reading about that, or I was sort of thinking about that. I'm free to think outside the box. But these ones who won't have it, who are like, oh, I don't believe in this and I don't believe in that. Yeah, duality, yeah, I don't believe in this and I don't believe in that because scientists have said, and people at university, and somebody who's higher up than me. Nobody is higher up than anybody. Nobody is below and nobody is above. As above, so below. Nobody is above anybody. These ones thought they were they think we're above the law and everything. No one's above anyone. We're all from one. We're all the same. We're all spiritual beings having a physical experience. So when I was sat watching Unbiased on the Fence, I was drawing this morning. I don't know if you can see it because it needs painting and stuff, but it's just like, I bet you can't see it. It's like just a body. It's not a man or a woman because it's meant to be like a sort of, I'm going to put looking like lights all going through it, and it's got a heart behind it and power coming here. This one you probably can't see it. Oh, the Vatican. Oh yeah, what they got under the Vatican. Oh, you can't see. It's in pencil, so I've got feathers and stars on there. And then the one I was doing when I was watching Unbiased on the Fence was this one that I'm going to try and paint up. Don't know if you can see it. It's supposed to be like consciousness. No eyes, just a face. Can't tell if it's a man or a woman. You know, I don't even know what's on it, but flowers on it, and it says spiritual, infinite. It says I am infinite love, spiritual and physical. So when I paint it, I'll be able to show you up. I am a channel spirit. Thank you. Everything I've always done has been very positive, and I think this is what I was meant to do because I enjoy it. Yeah, I'm beginning to think that now because I think things, but we know where thought comes from, and that's why sometimes I'll write it down and I can't read it, but it just comes out, and that's why I'm very I get excited sometimes. Sometimes I talk fast, sometimes I talk slow because if I'm talking fast, it's because I'm thinking something and I need to get it out before I forget because something else is coming. Or I just get very excited. And sometimes I need to learn how to slow down a bit, but it's just the way I am. Thank you. Well, tomorrow, I think it'll be tomorrow, I'm going to come with, I keep saying I was going to do the heart energy thing of how to try and get, because some people say, oh, you know, there's no point sitting here doing that, just thinking about things. Well, if Age of Aquarius is spiritual coming into the physical, you need to do both. You need to be one. So you can do stuff in the spiritual realms, in the dimensions, as well as in the physical where we are now in 3D. So I believe there's things you can do here in the 3D, which goes out there as well, but you can put out around you, which will help with good vibrations and the subconsciousness and stuff like that. I'll explain it tomorrow, but there's things you can physically do, even like baking and stuff. I'm going to give you a few examples tomorrow and show you. Thank you. And I might even come back with, ages ago, people remember I used to, I had this little book and I was doing little cartoons in it because that was meant to be me, Dolly Daydream, and I was just doing like little funny cartoons of like me when I was having a, what was it? Having a sloth day when I was being lazy, and and then there was a day when my friend came round and we were laughing at something. These are from months back, but they were quite funny. Yes, we are multi-dimensional. They tried to stop it, but our light is too bright. Exactly, because they're not, what's the word? They can't create like us. They're not, they're jealous as well. They're not, thank you. They're not, what's the word? Well, they don't have souls, do they, basically? So, you know, you can't, what's the word? You can't imitate, is it? A soul, a human functioning natural, what's the word, soul. You can't make that out of like electrical parts like they want us to be AI, because AI doesn't feel, and that's why I've said before, they're trying to make us in AI with all the electrical things. Don't get me wrong, technology is good, but when you think about it, everything's to control. Your cars are to control. I was walking down the street today shopping, and I thought, yeah, create an experience. That's what our life is about. Creating's like from the physical as well. And then you've got, you know, you've got your experience in the here. And I was coming back from the shops and I thought, this sounds mad, but I was just looking at the floor thinking, concrete, you know, cars and that. And and I was thinking, God, how nice it must have been. This is going to sound bonkers. Back in the day when you rode horses years and years back, feet to the ground, not with rubber soles, because rubber soles on your feet, I know we have to wear shoes, but that's where I believe like Native American Indians and people who live in the jungle who don't wear shoes, they connect more to the earth, Mother Earth, the heart energy, our earth. They connect more because you're soul to soul on the floor. You've not got this rubber thing between us. Then you have roads for cars that are put over the earth and we're not connecting because we're sat. Do you know what I mean? I was just thinking about this stuff and I was like, everything's to disconnect, even things you don't think about. Everything's to disconnect, as we know. Everything's to be more technology to make us, in the future, you know, would have been cyborgs or something. It's going that way anyway, but going like that, like people having these microchips in the hand to open the doors. People think that, oh yeah, it's dead trendy. I don't want one. I mean, I know it happens with our phones and stuff. Some things we have to have because some things are there. It's not all bad. Some things are there to help us, but it's a way of controlling us. What if one day you couldn't open your door because they decided to switch it off? You know what I mean? It's all to control us. And at the end of the day, going that way in the end, if you're like a cyborg or yeah, we live in a concrete jungle. I hate it. I hate it. That's what they want. They don't like nature, so they want to knock every tree down and cover everything up with concrete. That's why I can't stand it when people want to be minimalistic. I don't like it. It's all right if you want to be minimalistic, but I believe you should have things around you that give you good vibes and stuff. Because I was helping a guy I knew ages ago, and I went into his house and he's like, oh, when I go home I feel so miserable. I went into his house and he hardly had anything, and I don't mean that about consuming and buying loads of things. His house was not homely. It had hardly any pictures on the wall. You know, you want your kids and things that you like that make you happy. It's not about having loads of stuff, but I went in his house and I was like, Stop moving. Oh yeah, my painting's moving. You know, stop. I couldn't make out like what sort of personality. Well, I knew him. I know what personality he had, but I thought I can't tell anything about you, like what things you like. And no wonder he was depressed coming home on his own and sitting in a house with like it had no warm feeling in it. Heart of the home. Yeah. You know when people say about candles, I love my candles, especially now it's getting darker. It's cozy, heart of your home, and I will be talking about that tomorrow because that is part of the heart energy thing. But yeah, if we went all cyborgy sort of stuff like they're trying to push it to, this is what they're trying to push out now. Like the desensitizing people. Like I saw this video today of this girl having a fight with another girl. It's all to have no empathy, no compassion, and no love. That's what they want because they don't come from love. So that's what they want. Connect with her. With a what? I thought you said connect with Thor. I thought I'll connect with Thor and his rainbow bridge and his hammer. I love Thor. But yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna go. I hope that made sense. What's that song again? The Magic Sword. On a nice summer's day, it's good to be rolling fields miles away from the smoke. Yeah, it is. I was out the other day on my own. I was just laying in the grass because it needs cutting, but I thought I'll leave it. And I was just laying there in my garden, looking at the sky, watching clouds. And it was just nice to just zone out. No, I think you've asked me that before. I haven't seen Under the Dome. I was gonna. I know what you mean. Yeah, I think we live under a dome. Um, but that's what I mean. Everyone think outside the box because if stuff starts to come out anyway, you know, you're gonna have a brain fart basically. Yeah, daydreaming. So the moral of the story is keep daydreaming. Keep seeing it in your mind, bring it into reality, but keep daydreaming and let your kids daydream. Don't be forcing your kids to do things all the time. Let them be kids and daydream. Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's what I say. If you've got anxiety or you're depressed or anything, you need to get out. I said this weeks ago with my little, don't know where they are. I think they're upstairs in my bedroom. My little earthing shoes, I call them, that I crocheted because they have no sole on the back, but they look like you've got flip-flops on. Go in your garden, stick your feet to the earth, the grass. If you haven't got a garden, go to the park because you don't look daft. You know, sit on a blanket, read a book, stick your feet on the earth. It's about connecting. That's why they take us away from it, and it does relax you. And don't sit there with a book or don't put your phone on. Sit there in the now and just listen to the silence or the birds or whatever. Just listen to nature around you. Just listen to that. Zone out. Don't put your phone on. Don't even take your phone out with you. Go for a walk. Leave that at home and just acknowledge what's around you because you don't see things like. I know this sounds daft, but me and my sister once were in this country park and we were with a partner. Yeah. No, I mean just listen to what's around you in nature. There's music in nature. There was all these birds in the bush, all these little blue tits or whatever, and they were all singing. And me and my sister at the same time, because she's a bit like me, we both went, oh! And her partner went, oh, God, what are you ordering out? The birds went, oh, yeah, but it was cute, it was nice, you know. We smile and laugh at the little things like that, you know. Not like, whoa, look at that sports car over there. No. Did you hear the birds singing then? Yeah, it's true though. We forget to do that because everyone's so caught up in the technology and the phones. Try it. But that's another thing I'll be talking about tomorrow with the heart energy thing. Thank you. But if one thing you're going to try that, if you've got good weather, get your feet out in your garden, walk around your garden with bare feet, and I bet you any money you feel better. Sit having a brew in your garden, but put your feet on the grass. That's what I do. I sit down, I put my feet on the grass, and I have a cuppa, which I'm. Oh, I treated myself today. I treated myself to. I've got to think about mugs. I like different mugs depending on how I'm feeling. No, it sounds a bit mad. I'll have to show you my different mugs, but people who know me from before know I have got different mugs with different things on. And I saw this today and I thought, oh, it's really cute, you know, when you just buy them singly, you know, and it's not, you know, I don't treat myself to big designer bags and that because I'm not into all that sort of stuff. I just thought this was really cute. It's got gold flecks on it and it's like, it's just the right little size because I've got big ones and I'm not drinking a lot that's in it. So I thought if I have a little one, I've got hot chocolate in it. But it's like pink and white, and then it's got like gold flecks on. I was like, oh, it's so cute. I am a free spirit. I'm not, it's like I can get talking to people sometimes when I used to be on silly dating sites and stuff, and they'd be like, oh, I think I scared them off because I think they think I'm mad. Yeah, they do match my nails. They probably think I'm mad, but I'm like, no, I just like daydreaming, and I like, I don't think like everybody else. I don't want to think like everybody else. Yeah, so I'm going to go, and I think it'll be tomorrow. If it's not, it'll be Wednesday. I think it'll be tomorrow, but I'm going to come and do the heart energy thing of using spiritual and physical and putting it out. And there's little games you can play. I've mentioned this before. There's little games you can play. Because there's a lot of things going on. You can get down about it, but you've still got to boost that good energy out, You've got to not let it get to you. If you let it get to you too much, it's going to drag you down into them lower realms, and you don't want to be there. And to win, we've got to stay in a high vibration. Well, not to win. We've won. But you know what I mean? Still playing it out at the minute. So, yeah. So, thank you all for coming on. Where are you all from before we go? Because I forget where everyone's from. Yeah, it's normally about 8:30, 9. And if I don't come on, it's because something's, I'm too tired of something. Just don't watch that thing over there, that black box, you see. I don't really watch it. The only time it's on my list if my son's watching anything apart from that, no. Not until the media change, not until we take over mainstream media with proper stuff on the telly. That's when I'll watch it. Like these ones that are watching Big Brother. What do you think Big Brother is? Oh, look, we're all watching people because that's what they're doing to us, watching us, and they're trying to make it all right on telly to say, we're watching you all the time. And it doesn't matter because, we all like Big Brother. Hi, I'm going now. So, Treasure Island, Florida. Yay, where we go one, we go all. St. Pittsburgh, Florida. I'm doing a, of like where everyone's from because I'm going now. Yeah. Are there all the Americans on? Is there anyone from... No, there's a few ones from the UK, isn't there? I've had Australia. I've had sort of... John State. Is that New York? Egypt, yay. Oh, and then pyramids. Oh, I'd just like to say, because I just thought then, I saw something today. And it's going on about, when you sit in when you're meditating, it's in a triangle shape. Some of the, the pyramids have been cut off. Massachusetts, Wales, woo. No, I'll talk about that tomorrow because it might not make no sense now. That's the missing piece. Lancashire. Is it Lancashire to say? Leicestershire, sorry. Not telling you. You don't need to tell me, Dad. I know where you live. Oh, thank you. Anyway, hey you. I shall see you tomorrow. Has Q dropped any more? I don't know. Hey from Washington State. Whoop, whoop. And all I'll say at the end of it is, where we go one, we go all. And, yes, it's getting quite exciting. And, oh, thank you. Just remember, keep daydreaming, think outside the box, be a free thinker. Don't believe everything everyone tells you, not even me. You feel it. You don't think it, you feel it. So, yeah, and I do. See you soon. Bye. The North Pole.